Okay. My true calling came on a regular Tuesday night in LA when a girl I had dated for a few weeks called out of the blue to say she was pregnant. Didn't want to get married, didn't want me involved, and gave 7 reasons why. I was an out-of-work actor. 2, I just filed for bankruptcy. 3, my junky car had no back seat. 4, I constantly talked about moving back to New York. 5, I still stole sugar packets from Starbucks. 6, I was too hairy. And 7, my bathroom made her want to puke. Needless to say, the conversation went downhill from there. I mean, for starters, I thought I could be a pretty good dad, and I was employed. For the past year, I had worked in a very niche corner of the entertainment industry, costume children's entertainment. It was the perfect job for me because I only worked weekends, the money was decent, and I had the whole week free for auditions. Not that I got any, but they were free. My friends and family all had their advice on what to do. Get a real job. Move back to Boston. Or my cousin Tony, who offered to fly out to LA where this broad might have an accident around the flight of stairs. But the only real step I took towards my impending fatherhood was picking out this old car seat out of my neighbor's trash. Following Saturday, I'm doing a party for this 4-year-old boy named Georgie. I show up 20 minutes early and I start changing in my car, which is cardinal rule number 1 of children's entertainers: never let them see you out of costume. I'm lying in the back of my VW completely naked except for black socks and tighty whities when I see this huge spitting image of Jaimon Hunsu from Gladiator, sun reflecting off his bald head, standing outside my car window asking me what I'm doing. Isn't it obvious, I think? But all I say is, "Hi, I'm Honey Bear." Point of reference, Disney sues. So my company never references the copyrighted names of Winnie the Pooh, Aladdin, or Cookie Monster, but instead uses more generic, legally safe terms like Blue Monster, Arabian Prince, or Honey Bear. But before I can explain any of this to the Gladiator, he leads me inside where I meet Georgie's grandmother. She's this really nice old lady, a retired principal, who's hosting the party. She introduces me to the Gladiator, who's actually Georgie's Uncle Denard, and then takes me through the house and a large pair of sliding glass doors that lead onto the backyard patio, where I'm immediately engulfed by a sea of mini paparazzi, all firing questions. "How you doing, Winnie? Where's Tigger, Winnie? Where's Tigger? Do you want some honey, Winnie?" Georgie's father suddenly pulls me aside. "Hey, how you doing, Winnie? You think you could give my son a few minutes before the party starts? He's a little nervous around costume characters." Georgie's dad seems like the perfect father knows best type of guy. He's kneeling next to Georgie, hand placed paternally on his shoulder. And I'm thinking, Alan, if you want to be a good father, do exactly what this guy is doing. So I kneel down too. I place my hand on Georgie's other shoulder and I say, "Hi, Georgie. Happy birthday." Georgie looks like he's about to cry and then turns away. And suddenly the thought that I'm failing some kind of fatherhood test has me panicking so much, I break cardinal rule number 1. I step out of costume. "Don't worry, Georgie. See? I'm just a man in here, just like your dad." This hallmark moment is quickly punctured when Georgie's father suddenly calls out, "Oh shit, you a man? Damn, I thought you were a girl. Yo, Denard, check this out. Winnie the Pooh is a man." There is humiliation, and then there is awkwardly dancing in a furry bear costume as you sing "The wheels on the bus go round and round." People are laughing so hard that even Uncle Denard is smiling. I'm singing, I'm dancing, but inside the big head, I can hear Pooh's voice. "No wonder she doesn't want you involved. You're not a man, you're a Pooh Bear." And he's right. I have nothing to offer. I'm not father material. Hell, I'm not even Pooh Bear material. I'm just a cheap ripoff with a junky car seat. Suddenly, the whole picture changes when 4 men carrying bats walk into the backyard and they are not looking for any piñata. Motherfucker, that's my boy. Don't be having a party for my motherfucking boy. Turns out Georgie's father is actually his stepfather. Georgie's biological father has just been released from prison a few weeks earlier and is not too happy about being excluded from the festivities. Suddenly, fists are flying, people are screaming as my CD player keeps blasting, "The wheels on the bus go round and round." Mothers scramble to grab their kids. Grown men battle, punch, throw bricks. And I'm absolutely paralyzed with fear when I hear Pooh Bear say, "You gotta do something, honey bear." So I do. I start pulling children to safety. I scoop one girl up. I pull another boy out of the way, bodies smashing, windows crashing. But I keep pulling, I keep scooping, because this is my party, and this is what I do. Besides, who's going to hurt Winnie the Pooh? Suddenly, sirens wail, and within moments, 3 police cars, an ambulance, and fire truck are outside the house. Party crashers taken away in cuffs. The injured taken away on stretchers. And the police take statements. So what happened next, Mr. Pooh? Actually, it's Honey Bear. I give my statement, I pack my stuff. Georgie's grandmother asks if I can stay, but I couldn't. I had another party. Besides, my costume was torn and bloody. My supplies were scattered all across the backyard. I mean, what could I do as just me? So I walk to the backyard to collect my check and get out of there. And I see Uncle Denard, the true gladiator, blood dripping down his head, trying to keep the festivities going. "All right now, come on now, there's a party here, y'all. Come on now, this here's a party, y'all." And for the first time that day, I saw something on Uncle Denard's face that I had not seen all day. Fear. Cold, desperate fear. These kids scared him more than anything else that day. So I knew what I had to do. I stayed. I sang some songs, I painted some faces, I even led a mean game of freeze tag with Uncle Denard. And when it was time to go, I told Georgie, "I'm sorry, Georgie. Sometimes adults fight, but that doesn't mean that both your daddies don't love you very, very much. No, I have to go, but before I do, I'd like to make you one last balloon animal. Anything you want. A doggy, Kit Kat, giraffe, just name it." And Georgie looked up at me and he said, "Can you make me a man?" And I said, "I don't know, Georgie. I'll try." And that day, I made Georgie a giraffe with a short neck, because that's all I really know how to make. But when I left, Georgie's grandmother not only gave me a big cash tip, but the phone number to a school. She said she wanted me to call to say that Mrs. Watson thought I would make a pretty good teacher. And a year later, when I was setting up my very first classroom, picture of my infant daughter on the desk, Georgie's grandmother was there to help me set it up.